Good morning, YouTube family. It's 8 o'clock here in sunny Hawaii. I'm going to work on my dirt bike. I'm going to install this here fan kit in my 350 EXC. Some of you guys know that I've been having a few overheating issues out on my rides. It's really hot here, and when the going gets slow, the bikes get hot. So last couple of rides I've been pissing some coolant out on the trail. Not really a trail riding kind of guy, but it's fun, and so I'm going to be doing a little bit more of it. So we're going to set up this 350 EXC a little bit better. This isn't a complicated process, but I'm just going to show you how it goes, and it's quick, easy install, and these things really don't cost very much money. Alright, so here we got what's inside the box. It comes with a fan. The fan actually has this stainless steel bracket, it looks like, and I already pre-mounted it into the bracket, so you actually have to mount these little screws in there, which is no big deal. You see it's got the pigtail to plug into the wiring harness. It comes with 3 pop rivets. It comes with a temperature sensor, which has a fuse in it, and it comes with some fairly cryptic instructions. So first things first, you're gonna have to pull off your fuel tank. That is very easy. All you have to do is hit the quick release fuel line right here. In the back of the gas tank you have this plug for your fuel pump. You need to remove your 2 radiator shroud bolts, your tank bolt, and the other radiator shroud bolt. And that is the main steps for preparing the bike to install. Next step is to remove your radiator louvers, and this is actually pretty easy. The secret is you don't try and pull them from this side, you pull them from the inside. Just hook your fingers back there and they'll pull out of these holes in the radiator. The fat side is much easier to take out than the small side, so just pull from the inside and these things will pop right off and you have your radiator exposed. So this fan install only requires 1 radiator to remove. So drain the radiator. I just do it from this bung here and just put a funnel there to catch it. It comes out pretty fast and drains all the radiators, and then make sure that you lean the bike over so that you can get the fluid out of the other side as well. You'll have 3 hose clamps to remove. This little one in the back, big one on the bottom, and the one up here that I can't see with the camera, right there next to the radiator cap. So fluid is drained. This is where we're going to install the sensor, and now I'm going to pull the radiator off. So now it's time to mount the fan to the radiator, and I'm going to show you how I did this because it's a little bit tricky. If you have aftermarket radiators, like I do, you have to re-drill one of the rivet holes. So what I did is on the outside of the bike, like if you're standing staring at the bike, I screwed one of these little radiator shroud, an old screw, into there. Make sure you don't drive anything into the core, right? You just need to damage a couple little fins on the inside where they're not visible. And I put this little screw in there, and it's self-tapping. You can use something better than this, but I'm just using this as an example because if you can't find any around your house, you can just steal them out of your radiator shrouds. But this is keeping the hole in alignment. And then over here on the other side, I did the same with the bottom hole. I just used one of these radiator shroud screws to hold the bracket in place to keep it lined up. And then here you can see the hole out of alignment. This is only on aftermarket radiators. And what I did is I just pushed right here so that, I know the lighting's terrible, but I pushed on the fan a little bit so that the gap would close up. And those screws hold the other ones in place so that we can get the alignment right on our hole. So I'm a measure 10 times cut once kind of guy, and so all I did was you can use a little razor blade or something to etch the spot where you need to drill, or I used both actually. I used that and a Sharpie so that I can get the hole in the right position. Now I'm gonna remove these and I'm gonna drill that hole, and we're gonna have our fan mounted to the radiator. So maybe some of you have never seen riveting before, but anyway, probably shouldn't install this if you don't know how to rivet. But here we go. Got the hole drilled, we got the rivets in it, so the fan is mostly secured on there already. Now I'll flip it over, show you the hole on the other side. Now we got the hole on the other side. Sorry, the thing won't stand up by itself. And we're just gonna stick the rivet in there. And then we put the rivet gun on it, and we crank it down and it pops the rivet in, and our fan is installed. Okay, next we're going to locate the 2-pin connector for the fan. Mine happens to be right here on the left side of the bike. Looks like that. It's usually tucked up inside the frame there. So on the throttle side of the bike there's a whole lot going on, so I'm going to elect to install this on the left side, the fuse and all that sort of stuff, the connectors. I'm going to hook it up on the left side of the bike so that I can clear the throttle cables and stuff on the outside. So I'll look down this hole. I'm going to go right over top and over top of that radiator hose, and then the fan will be right on the other side to connect to it. Alright, so you can see the evaporation canister here just so you can orient yourself. I left the zip tie long. I just zip tied the harness up here, and the fuse is tucked neatly behind the frame right here. And here's the pigtail for the fan sensor. That's going to go into the one that they provided that's attached to the fuse. So nice and tight, it's going to sit right behind the fuel tank on the roller there. So next we're going to install the sensor into the bottom of the radiator, and I suggest putting a little bit of moly grease on the threads. These are dissimilar metals. This is brass, this is aluminum. Obviously it'll keep those metals from kind of corroding together. I have the radiator install mocked up here. It's just hanging in place, it's not screwed. I just connected the hoses and slid it on the little posts. Sorry, the wind is picked up here during the install. One thing I noticed is this radiator hose sits really close to that piece of stainless steel that's actually pretty sharp. So you could either sand file that piece of steel, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a piece of 3M background material on there from a graphics kit so that it does not cut into this hose, because there's pretty significant vibration in this area and I don't want it to chop through my radiator hose, because that wouldn't be cool if you're out somewhere really hot. So there's my little chunk of 3M material installed to protect the radiator hose. When dropping the radiator into place to install, I like to slide the bottom one on first, so it slides in place, and then you can just tip it in. You don't have to install the radiator and then try and flex this and jiggle it on. It just literally slides down into the hose and then leans up against the bike. The radiator is securely fastened, and my little 3M hack for the hose is back there. You can see the hose rests against that, and it will not be cut now because of that nice thick plastic material. The next step is to connect the fan to the power. And because I'm super anal, I'm going to use a zip tie to secure the slack out of this so that mud and water doesn't go down inside there. And because I'm even more super anal, I'm using another zip tie up here to attach the wire to the radiator hose, because sticks and stuff like to rip wires out, so it keeps it all nice and tucked behind there, and super sanitary. That's it guys, fan install complete. All it's left to do is to fill this baby with coolant and go riding. Sneak around here. It's a really easy install for this 350 EXC fan kit, same as all the other 4-strokes too. So if you have one of these 4-strokes and you're having overheating issues, or you ride in slow stuff, I would highly recommend you do get one of these fans. Make sure you check the link below for the fan kit. It's a really good deal. It doesn't have to break the bank to help save your engine. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care.